Hi guys, welcome to our Wednesday event for Squad Ops. Tonight's event is Tarantula Spider, and I'm your commentator, AxeGaming22. Today we should be good up. Our commands are Storm and Expit, and under Storm is Puppy, Husey, Dwarf, and Merrick, and under Expit is Krusty, Alpha, Sug, and HML. Today, I've actually played under Storm for a while, but I haven't really seen Expit command that much, so this ought to be interesting to see what Expit does. And actually, Expit is British today, and they actually have to patrol two routes, and they have to patrol one of these two routes, and the assigned route that they get, they have to eliminate all enemy forces and their equipment inside of these routes. Once they do that, they just proceed to the next objective and continue down the line of this route. But I'm kind of interested if they're going to just send everyone down this route, or if they're going to kind of like split up and converge on each point on the route. I don't really know what they're going to do, but we'll see. I was hoping they were going to start their platoon brief, but it looks like they're just waiting for people to spawn in on Xbox side. We're going to be following the British side as they are attacking today. And while we're going over the British, let's go over what they get. For their infantry assets, they get hold on. They get 2 ARs, 1 LAT, and 1 medic. And their platoon also has 2 MGs, 2 breachers, 2 engineers, and also another medic. But they also have no vehicles and no fobs. The INS, on the other hand, have 2 ARs, 1 LAT, 1 medic, and they also have an optional hideout squad, and that squad gets 2 ARs, 1 scout, and 1 medic. Their platoon gets 2 scouts, but they also have no vehicles and no fobs. So this seems to be an infantry op. So I always love infantry op. Personally, they're my favorite just because I like to see close-up combat. A lot of people disagree with me, but I personally love infantry ops. And it looks like the pubs are spawning in now. It shouldn't be too long for brief. They might be doing squad briefs. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like Sughart is briefing his squad. Let's go down and listen, and we'll see what they're doing.
And then Alpha will be sitting back about 20, 30 meters in
And this is classic Expert. Expert actually likes to brief his squad leaders and then have his squad leaders brief their own
try to
squad.
destroy that contact. All right, everybody clear on the general overall plan? We'll go into more specifics if we need to later on. Those 4 markers are the waypoints that we're going to be going to. But yeah, we need to end up at G857. So if chain of command breaks down, that's what you need to do. If I die, or if the FTLs die, if I die, it'll go to Alpha first, and then Bravo. If Alpha and Bravo both die, then try to
So it looks
find
like
the
they're
nearest,
actually going to
friendly
take
squad leader,
blue route.
and meet up with them, and they should give you some orders.
And the blue route actually starts in
If you get separated, try to make your way back to friendly
K654,
forces,
and they move down and they
because it sucks
split.
dying alone. Everybody clear
They
generally
actually
on what we're doing?
split down to the end mark is I613 and the S mark is I755. So the question is are they going to send 2 and 2 and hit both marks, or are they going to converge all together and hit them separately and hit N first and then S, or so on and so forth? So we'll see if they split up or if they all stay together.
Didn't quite get that. Can you repeat?
Is all Bravo here? Has everybody spawned in?
You use it kind of as a frag too, so it's fine. You're good. Alrighty.
Quick
The
question.
Uber
Is this
frag.
supposed to be like a night map where you can't change your gamma, or?
No, this is dawn, so you guys are good to have your gamma on.
Alright.
I mean, it's preferred 2.2, you know, but it's not a night map.
If they're not gonna ban me, I'm just gonna keep it 3.0.
Preferred 2.2. You don't know.
Basically, what we're gonna have is we're going to have a 3-squad line defense. I want you guys to spread out, maintain 360 security at all times, and be flexible to orders. Rules of engagement are going to be ambush tactics, which means take out targets of opportunity, call out any contacts you see. I want numbers, distance, and direction. Anyone have any questions on this plan? Alright, squad leaders, you're in charge of telling you guys where to go. I'm not going to micromanage anyone. Let's have fun today, guys.
Chain of command. Sorry, I was late.
Yep. Chain of command is just simply going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Alright, let's break them out. Get on the GH line and prepare for live. Admin, we're ready.
Understand, ready. Stand by for live time.
So it looks like Expert is also going to do a platoon brief.
I'm watching you map up. That's funny as fuck, dude.
Alright guys, welcome. Welcome to Operation Trench the Hawk. Today we're going to be conducting a patrol of some known hostile activity controlled areas. I'm going to mark those with these red fobs here. We're going to be taking the southern route of the river. If one of my squad leaders want to mark those points. There's also hostile activity west of the Gulf Hotel line. So right around the India 6-7 grid area, we can expect to run into some contact, either light or heavy. It's unknown what it's going to be. The basic plan here is that squads 1 and 2 are going to be our lead elements. We're going to cross the river south. Squad 3 is going to clear the first compound in Kilo 6, while squads 1 and 2 continue westward. Squad 4 is our weapon squad. They will be our screening force to the north along the riverside. Once we hit contact, squads 1 and 2 will establish fire superiority, and they will maneuver onto that contact with aggressive nature. If they're pretty well like in the moss, if they're held up in the moss, squad 3 will assist with their MGs. Squad 4 will assist with their MGs. Based on the contact, we'll either choose the northern compound, the gas station, or the southern compound there in Echo 7-5. For that, Squad 3 will be the breaching force. Once again, Squads 1 and 2 will establish a defensive perimeter around it so they cannot reinforce the point. 3 will set their breach charge, and then we'll breach the compound. So 1, 2, and 4 will be the outside defensive forces, while 3 breaches the compound as a squad. And then hopefully we'll have about 50% of you left, and we'll be able to move on to our final destination, which is the radio station area there in Gulf 8, and we are to establish a fob in the southern compound location. If the INS happens to knock out our first fob, we have to set radios in each compound we clear. If they knock out the radio in Kilo 6 before we set down the radio in India 7 or 6, we have to return to Kilo 6 and re-clear out that compound. So make sure everybody's got their eyes up, watching for the flanks, watching for the skirting elements coming around to the north side of the river. I also want to preach to you, when we come into contact, I want aggressive maneuvering behavior. That means that if you start taking fire, I want at least the fire team return fire onto general directions. We need to establish superiority so that we can maneuver and then crush that contact, or bound out of contact so that we can keep moving. I don't want to get held up anywhere. Speed is the key here for us to survive. Otherwise, we're going to get funneled into these fields and these roads and the ditches and everything, which is bad for us. So, aggressive behavior. That means that we're going to head towards the fight. We're not going to back away from the fight. So, rifles up, firing. If support is needed, Squad 4, Krusty Squad will bring up his MGs and ARs and help you guys out. So, any questions? Awesome.
Charge is
Yeah, go Bob.
the breaching charge is like the IED, but with a 30-second time limit, right?
Yep, you set it on the ground. It takes about 1 or 2 seconds to set on the ground, and then you run away because it's 20 to 30 seconds later it's going to blow up.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to set that on the outside of whatever compound we choose, either north or south, which is the second points. Remember, gas station or the compound to the south of it. Set it on the outside of the wall of major buildings or where we feel that they're hiding at. Once that breaching charge blows up, then that squad 3, will then assault. Remember, shorthand, overhand grenades, shock and awe, smokes if you need it, and then get in there and just absolutely destroy them. That's the plan here. We're basically going to steamroll over them. Whatever the first contact is, I want it wiped off the map within like 5 minutes of contact so that they don't have any chance of maneuvering on us. Okay. All right. That's all I got, guys. I'll let your squad leaders take care of you. We're going to go live here in about a minute or two.
Roger.
British Bruce.
British is ready. Do you
Yep.
guys still get to roll at 30?
Yep, I'm good to roll. Alright, Squad 3, you're gonna follow me until Husey gets back.
Copy.
Sounds good.
Balaclava on him, but I'm sure you have a beard.
Exactly. Then I don't have a beard.
It's not a balaclava, sorry, it's a... whatever, how you say
I always forget the name. I
Tactical
know.
camouflage.
It's
Rolling live
it's
at
like
38.
a shamog or
That was my gig.
however you pronounce it. 'Cause I got one.
Yeah, I got a couple. I just can't remember the name of.
Alright, get ready. 45 seconds.
Yeah. So, looking at what British decide that they wanted to do is they're going to use momentum to their advantage, which is smart. What I worry about is the INS can actually flank them and basically make them completely restart, which would be very interesting, and I think that the INS should do that. The question is Xbits wanting to rush through there going to allow them to easily do that? I think they need to actually take their time a little bit more, but we'll see how they execute it, and then I'll have more comments on that. But just rushing through there, I think, can actually screw them up in the end. That looks like we are live, and the British are on the move.
Just moving in as files or whatever you guys want, but use good dispersion.
I'll hold up once I get into roughly J6 area.
Keep trying to third person. This is Narma.
Reno, just stay behind me, okay?
Should have found out before we
Alright, so once you hit the road, we're going to be following the road essentially.
So the British is trying to figure out how they really want to approach this first site. They're trying to figure out they want formation or they want to be spread out. I think if they just push along these fields and use the field cover to their advantage, and just and there's no contest at this first site, but they don't know that, so.
Squad 3 is clearing the first compound, correct?
This is amazing.
You're amazing.
Smooth.
So it looks like Xbit knows that there's no contact here. He's not worried. Looks like Squad 1 has actually lost a guy, just disconnect. So Squad 1 is actually down a guy. Squad 3 is actually going to be the squad actually breaching the compound. Expert really knows there's no one here, but he said actually just have them practice breaching, which is a good chance to actually do. So no hurt in practicing. Practice makes perfect.
You said stay in place,
Bravo
keep them
team,
off
stay
mosque.
prone or in a corner.
Yep, keep them from pushing you. Keep them from pushing around you. Slow them down while we get in place.
Alright, Pickle, stand by real quick. Roger, I'm gonna send a buddy team with the scout to send ID and I-755 in that compound.
Copy that.
Alright, Pickle, go ahead. Keep going.
Storm, where do you want us to set up? Just keep following you.
Yep, keep following me, 3.
Put it in a place where you know you could see him when you detonate.
Looks like Sug has kind of come out here in the front, kind of leading the charge.
Where am I gonna be?
And he's not really waiting up. He's kind of pushing through, and he's kind of leaving his squad behind. Actually, no, that's the Lawn Darts leaving his squad behind. I think they should actually condense a little bit more. Nah, the Lawn Darts is actually just an infantryman. Sug is actually making the call that they need to take more cover and not run on the road.
Approaching their first objective. Once they get past their first objective, everyone will get online with me, engage, and then we'll fall back west.
Door for me and Picky, gonna stay here or gonna fall back to you?
Alright, I copy that.
So it looks like squads 1 and 2 are going to be kind of a buddy pair, and they're going to bound. If you don't know what bounding is, and you want to learn, you can take our basic course at squadops.gg. You can go sign up there and come join us. And these ops, actually basic is required, and you do learn what bounding is in basic.
Hey, should always valid be on? Shouldn't that be turned off?
So it looks like they're just waiting here. Squad 1 is ready. Actually, Squad 2 looks like they're just still getting set up, and they're going to bound towards a mosque is what it looks like.
I have content gas station. Or, sorry, not gas station, but it's directly ahead of 1. Roughly 102 meters.
And it looks like the first shots rain out.
Yeah, we're taking contact.
Eyes on contact.
Alright, squad 4, break off and fire team, go support 1.
Taking shots from Moss. Okay, 3, I want you to keep your fire team that's currently with you, and I want you to push to the 2 guys. One shot off. Copy that too. Go ahead and engage.
And looks like the British are actually firing back pretty close, actually, to the INS Mosque.
We, with your mag, should we start falling back?
Once we get there, you want to just,
start falling back.
Yeah, just pull 360.
Alright, Alpha link back up with Pickle, Bravo link up or push back to the gas station. Alright, one's falling back.
So, Bravo, engage everything to the southwest. Start shooting back, guys.
And it looks like the INS is starting to maneuver. They might try to whip up this flank early. And it looks like a mine or an IED or something goes off down there. But it looks like the British actually spot them, and it looks like INS is getting pinned down, so I think the British are aware, and they're not going to let that flank happen.
I think there's one skirting the border.
And it looks like the British have put down the first fob and are just trying to push to the next point. But this flanking maneuver that INS did is really slowing up the side of the river. This side of the river is getting pretty slow. Looks like the British is getting tied up with this infantry over here to the INS deployed.
Do you want us to try to trap the guys in mosque, or do you want us to bypass the guys at mosque? Alright, copy that. All squads.
And it looks like Merrick is the one leading the flanking maneuver.
Break contact. Squad 4, we're getting fire teams.
And X.
Sorry, we're getting engaged from the southern objective.
And it looks like Xbit is actually telling them to break off contact and just push through, which is a good call because they're just getting hung up.
But if you had info for one, I didn't hear it. I had bullets flying. Say again.
SL's down. SL's down.
And you can just see the shots all over that flanking infantry.
Commanders to help squad 1.
Yeah, just help them pull a 360.
SL1's down. This is Alpha FTO. Run squad 1 now.
Copy that. Continue your
Looks like British are finally breaking contact and starting to move back.
on this compound.
Looks like Squad 2 is actually about to run up on some INS infantry. Let's see how they handle it. And Squad 2 has no clue that they're just waiting right there next to him. Now he knows. Now he knows.
Yeah, copy that 4. Just hold.
And it looks like Squad 2 SL is actually hit. Squad 2 SL is in a very, very weak position at this point. I feel like he needs to get off of that dune and just take cover. Have his guys help him out.
East along the dry riverbed.
Squad 2 declaring that he's just pinned down. He can't move up, which is a good call. If he pushed through that, he'd get slaughtered.
Remember, low and slow. I don't want them popping their heads up. Squad 1, this is command.
So the INS are in a very good position right here. See, as you see, they have guys looking in the field in case they try to crawl through the field, and they also have them through this little ditch. And the British are actually pushing through the ditch, even though Squad 2 says, SL, he's telling the squad you can't push through there. And it looks like they're getting a little lesson as they did take some shots. This is really risky by Squad 2. They're going to use smokes to... Looks like British side of command is 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're using smokes to push up their advance. They really need to use that to their advantage and push up now. They need that AR that they have to actually suppress for them to move up, but there's actually no fire coming from the British at this time. Looks like their SL is just pushing in and not able to get his squad to push in with him. Really, really risky by SL2. Alpha Guido's in a very risky position. Looks like he's gonna try to fall back, but that actually might push him in the more available angle for the INS to shoot at him. Looks like his squad is actually regaining up to him now, so.
Alright, got that one. I need you to maneuver further to the west. The breaching team's getting close.
Copy.
By the time they breach squad 1, I want you on the north side of that compound.
So it looks like there's some more British infantry that have pushed up along this other side of the field on this wall that can actually breach in there while a group of the INS is focused on squad 2. So this actually might work out pretty well. Looks like they're with XBit and that's it. I think it's just XBit leading this group. Apparently, there's no other SL in sight.
Torn up here. We can't push any further. We're pretty much pinned down.
That's all right too. Just hold your position. Squad 1, there's an element. Squad 1, there's an element moving into mosque from the west side, or about 150 meters out.
Copy.
I'll sit end of the wall. Yep.
Everybody space out, guys.
And the INS maintain the line across the entire map, actually, all the way across. I guess they don't realize that the British is taking this route. That once they take this route, they really can't deviate from it. So. And I expect just running through this field, very risky. But it looks like there is no INS looking at this point. He might actually make it to this wall.
Are you about ready to start your breach?
Looks like Xbit's leading from the front. Risky but motivating. Looks like his guys are actually gonna join him. Bag of Joe and Orange are up there with him, making sure he's not there alone, which is smart. Orange has to hear him moving. He throws a nade. It's gonna get Duke. Oh, a little far, and Duke actually and Hamdog get injured, but they're not dead.
Squad 3, I need your other frag team up here. These guys are moving real too slow.
Another nade goes out. And it does get Duke and Hamdog. That one nade, great nade. And it looks like Bag of Joe actually does go down. It's just Orange. Oh, and bad. Oh, is that a... It was a smoke. That looks like a dang nade. X-Men over here is scaring me. Oh, he's about to kill Orange.
Squad 1, we're taking fire from the gas station. You hammer down that.
And the Iron is just watching this wall.
The mosque. Right now.
Staring it down. And let's go ahead and look at downs. Looks like 2 are down for the British and 7 are down for the INS.
Squad 3, can you move up to my position? Squad 2, yeah, just hold the south so we don't get flanked from the south.
INS have killed 7, and the British have only killed 2. So it looks like the INS are up right now. Let's see if the British can turn that around. And it looks like the INS are pulling some forces in to help with the British just storming through here. They're pushing up to this wall. Looks like the INS are calling in guys to help them deal with that. And it looks like the British just lost their command. Expert is down, which means Squad 4 is next in line for command. Let's go over to him and see where he's at.
Krusty's up to you, command's down. I might get wiped on this compound.
Alright, continue the push.
Oh my goodness. And that nade knocks down 3 and severely injured Sughart from SL1.
What direction?
Wolfie take command of squad 2.
Ja Ruba actually threw the grenade.
One, which way did you get hit from?
We got frag from gas.
Two, we're gonna push the south side of the compound.
Yeah, the Brits have taken a lot of grenade casualties, and they're not really throwing them back, which is weird because you'd think that the INS is defending locations, that you'd use it to breach, but no grenades, or if so, very few by the British.
Alright, everyone, we're gonna consolidate. I want a massive push on that side.
Okay, it looks like the British,
I took out the assault gunner.
and looks most likely Krusty is actually calling to consolidate and push on the southern point.
Tagged him once.
It looks like Krusty's actually just running alone as the squad sits in mosque.
Tagged another guy once.
Looks
Rook,
like the
there's 4 guys over
INS
that
have
wall.
actually reinforced the southern compound. And Squad 3 goes down completely. Oh, this little INS gets. It's actually Rook.
Two, what's going down there?
We're pinned down pretty hard here.
Rook is actually looking at the new SL of Squad 2, Wolfie. If he peeks up, he's gonna get hit. And he does get hit. But still alive, though.
Squads, here's the plan. South is really borked. Let's push on to the northern objective here.
So it looks
Actually,
like...
we have to stick to this route, never mind.
It looks like Krusty actually wanted to change plans and move to the north, but realizes he can't. Once they pick a route, they have to continue on that route. So he's just going to have to figure out a way to actually push through the southern compound.
There's at least a fire team of contacts on the southern side of the compound.
So they've pushed out of that compound, and they're trying to consolidate north, like Krusty said. Sughart actually going back and going actually to where Squad 3 was. As Squad 3 did get wiped out there, I wonder if that's a smart move. I wouldn't go back there. But Sughart knows what he's doing, and so we'll see if he takes a different approach in Squad 3 to actually retake that position.
They're on the southern side of this wall here, to our southwest here.
Okay.
Like south of the compound.
And it looks like Sughart's actually going to start the push now, going through the field. INS throwing more grenades. As we've seen, INS has been deadly with them grenades today. I've actually killed many of the British forces. At least 6 British have been killed with grenades, so very deadly force. And it looks like they are taking fire in this little ditch over here. It's Theory and Wolfie, actually, holding off them from flanking them from that ditch. It looks very unsuccessful.
Yes.
It looks like INS Command actually is over there in the ditch and is actually successfully pushing through that with no really resistance of Theory and Wolfie. This looks like Theory sees him. Is Theory gonna get Storm?
Guy at the corner.
He's firing and he gets. He ends up getting Storm. So it looks like both commands are now down. But Theory did get hit. And Rook, being so deadly today, actually taking fire, trying to revenge his dead command, pushing up on them. And he actually gets Theory. And he gets Wolfie. That is insane. Rook being deadly today, killing many British sides. He's killed. Rook deadly today. Not without getting hit a few. But it looks like he has a medic there to patch him up. Being so deadly today. Let's update on see what the British have done. They are now flanked. So let's see. Rook actually might take out Sughart and his squad from the back if he doesn't readjust. In a very tight predicament here.
We're gonna go around here and hopefully not die.
There was close contact.
Is there anybody else up? Any other squad leads?
You have a frag?
They are moving a little slow. Exfit did want to use momentum and push, and they're not really doing that here. They're just getting slowly picked off one by one, as they've been in this position for a very long time now. It looks like the INS have retaken this compound. And Squad 4 SL BD Runner is going to get taken out by Seaback.
Okay, let's push into the mosque. Let's push it. Okay. He's on the very edge of the wall. I'm coming in.
Rep for solo count, taking a few shots back at Seaback. And he goes down. Fulcrum actually taking him out.
You gonna survive?
Squad 4 is surrounded. He's surrounded.
I'll try to get back to you guys.
Oh, he's gonna take him Fulcrum out, and he does. He takes Fulcrum out. Saloon rushing in there and takes BD Runner out. And for the kills update, it looks like that the INS have killed 28 and the British have killed 13. Sughart now realizing he's in a really tough position. You're telling him to get out, but he really can't.
We
Because he has to push.
I got him running in the open.
Oh, and the INS throw a grenade. And it's a little short. Misses them. Sug is just surrounded. Nowhere really to go. And look, he's rushing. Let's see what he's trying to do. And to his surprise, he did not get shot out crossing the road. A lot of natural comms coming out of this squad here. I think they're gonna try to actually breach through this this gate here. Yep. He's preparing to push across the road again. And Phoenix actually just watching that gate here. I think people from the Moss actually see him. Let's see. Sughart goes down. It's only Bilbo and Jack Boot. Bilbo goes down. Jack's left. Phoenix does go down on the INS side. Oh! ID almost takes out. And it looks like that lat shot is what ends up getting Jack. And that is game. Great job defending by the INS. And we'll be back real soon. Check us out at squadops.gg and give us a follow at twitch.tv/squadops.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column. and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for Squad Ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within Squad.
And welcome back to Squad Ops Tarantula Hawk. This is round 2. So while they're just getting set up, we're gonna go over round 1. And they did British did really well at the beginning, but once they hit contact, they kind of broke down and slowed their momentum. That's what Expect wanted. Expect wanted to just continue momentum, use the momentum to their advantage, push through, and that's not what happened, especially once Expect actually went down. Command broke down. There was no one leading. They actually ended up getting surrounded most of the time, just getting picked off one by one. For the INS, they did very well, even after losing their command. A lot of times what I've seen is defenders actually leave the compound they're supposed to protect and actually go attack and push push the attackers. Not what you want to do. They did a good job on not doing that, holding the compound and protecting what they were supposed to protect, and they ended up winning. And good job on the INS for defending. The British, this time, I think they just need to continue pushing. We're actually following Storm now as the command, as the British, and they are going to hopefully learn from what the British did last time and actually use momentum this time and actually still protect their guys and use momentum at the same time, not rushing to miss the flank, but enough momentum to push through and eliminate all the contacts they need to eliminate. So it looks like the commands and SLs are just doing their little brief. But while they're doing that, let's go over the commands and SLs. For our commands, right now we're going with Storm, and they're going to be the British this time. And his SLs are Puppy, Husey, Dwarf, and Merrick. For the INS this round, their command is Xbit, and their SLs are Krusty, Alpha, Sug, and HML. So it shouldn't be too long now for a brief. Storm does like to do platoon briefs, but he might do squad briefs just like Xbit. It really depends on each op. I've seen some SLs do what Xbit, some commands do what Xbit does, and some commands just do platoon briefs. It works both ways. If you do both, like Xbit did last round, there's a lot more of communication and understanding of the plan. And I do give it to the British. They did know what they needed to do at the end. At least the FTLs did enough to know to continue pushing. But they just didn't execute on it. So hopefully Storm's SLs and guys will continue pushing even after he goes down. If he does go down. Hopefully he won't, but we'll see. Okay, so for this op, if you're just now joining us, actually they have two routes to pick from. They have the blue route and they have the green route. The green route is what I call it the northern side, and the blue side is actually the southern side. Last time the British chose the blue route and got stuck up at I-755. This time, from what I've heard, Storm is just going to take the green route. So what they can do is they can split up their squad and hit the end point and the S point. And the end point is actually at H522, and the S point is at I674. They can actually split their squad up and go for both of those at the same time, or they can take their whole squad and attack each point separately. But either way, they have to clear out that entire route. They have to clear out the entire route, and once they pick that route, they cannot switch. So let's say they put their first fob at J561. They cannot now go to the blue route if they get in contact. So that's the catch here. You can't just switch points. You got to continue pushing. And it looks like they're going to do some briefs here. It looks like it's going to be squad briefs. Looks like he's going to do the Xbit approach. Let's see what some of them say.
That guy walked up behind you, Fulcrum, missed. Probably like
Sick. I got a AFK.
Yeah, I knew someone was shooting at me. I got down.
Yep.
Alright, catch.
Hey. Beautiful.
All here?
Yes.
Well, no,
One
where
more.
is one?
So, one more. Did you eat a snail earlier?
What is the goal from Sergio? I'm so sorry if I messed up your name. Basically, they have to eliminate all hostile forces, and or they have to end in the routes. So, besides taking the green route, they have to finish in F635. Catch is the INS can actually flank, and if they take, say, they just reached I674, right? The S mark. Well, they have to completely go back to J561 if the INS go and dig down that fob. So they have to maintain the route completely, and they also have to eliminate all hostile and equipment. So this mainly comes down to last team standing is basically most of the time how you're gonna win. 99% of the time is what ends up happening.
Tony did a good job last time.
Thank you, Blue Nose, for linking the mission brief.
And Airborne. And Freaks, you're gonna be Bravo with Flicker, Rabbit, and Folk. That's your top of them.
Copy.
Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna plan.
What was the objective after the BTR mark?
We're heading to the northern side, which is Hotel 523. Getting the second fob down there, and then heading to.
We're not going to be patrolling there. We still gotta place our pods up north.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Let's actually go and check on another squad.
And then this other IED. And then that IED.
Merrick, are you back?
So we're just gonna stay following along.
Yeah, I'm here.
We find the possum hideout squad.
Okay, just brief your squad real quick. If you've already briefed them, then we're ready for live.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
So it looks like Squad 1 is Dwarf Squad, and they're actually going to be searching for the INS hideout squad,
Copy that.
which is unique to this operation.
You probably have time. Yeah, do it right now.
Is the final point Grape Farm or Orchard?
It's F635. Admin, we're ready for live, by the way.
Can you join just as a spectator? To answer that is no, you cannot.
Yeah, we're ready.
You can join as a player, and once you die, everyone spectates. That's just how we run these games. Once you die, there's no respawning. It's one life events. So once you die, you spectate. But to join, you need to take basic, and the way you can do that is actually go sign up at squadops.gg and sign up to take our basic courses. And come join us, have fun. It's a blast. I enjoy them very much, and I know a lot of these people here enjoy them. And you get to experience these ops up here in front, and come join us.
Yep, as long as you're in the main, you're fine. Just give them information, make them feel nice.
Oh, hey,
So it looks like Storm's actually looking for, he's not going to do platoon brief. It looks like he's just going to do squad briefs this time. And he actually wants him to get in formation. He's looking for a more uniform approach than Expert did. And actually wants them to just get ready, honestly.
Remember,
It puts a formation. I do a lot of formations. I like keep my guys ready to go. A little realism in there. I like it a little bit more.
It's fine as long as you don't run in contact before then he can play.
Are we in a single line?
There are no vehicles in this op for either side, as well as there are no fobs. Other than the fobs they have to place down at the objectives, they can't like build anything at those fobs. It's just like markers, basically. And we are live. I said that kind of weird. But we are live as Husey, and let's see who's down here. Husey and Dwarf are up here
we're gonna move full pace
towards
to
the map border at
in
the north.
Start walking after them.
So they're going to rush to the first point and walk afterwards, which I think is is smart, but like I said, I feel like they need to work on the momentum. So they might be, we might be a little worried on taking it slow after that first point, which is kind of what Expert did.
Armor ops are so bad.
Armor is kind of bad.
Hold on. Hey, stay down
Keep
the
up,
depth rate, guys. Hold on.
Quiet. Stay down in the ditch.
Keep down.
Alright, keep
Spread
moving.
out. Keep your spacing, guys.
Have you ever done public Zeus on Arma 3?
Remind you guys to keep battle comms. We can take contact at any point.
And Storm is looking for a very uniform, realistic approach. I do like that. It's like how I like to lead my squad. I have not commanded, so I really can't be put into the shoes of these commands and the stress they go under. But I like the way he's going with it, and battle comms is perfect. I love battle comms. Battle comms should be enforced in every squad, and a lot of squads don't do it.
Puppy, remember you're not supposed to be the front end.
Space it out a bit.
Looks like they're in the first compound. Just clearing out, making sure there is no infantry, enemy infantry to INS. Which is, even though it's highly unlikely they be here, anything can happen. Always be prepared. Always be ready. And they have put down the first radio, and they are ready to push out to the next point.
Move online, keep your eyes up, keep your spacing. Try not to move
It
through
looks
open
like
fields.
the INS is actually moving for a flank, or just to check if they took the southern approach.
Alright, get the pace up. Let's go.
It's actually command. My bad, that is not command. It's Krusty Squad. Got confused because he took over after Expert actually died last time for majority of the round.
Roger.
Let's go, Pickle. Clay and Ranker, you are our buddy team. Copy.
So,
Got
get
it.
into that compound, check the compound real quick, and after the compound,
And the British doing very well this push. Nice.
This is a reminder they may have that
Nice
scout
spread,
team
a little
in
close
Moss,
at some
so
points,
keep
but
eyes up.
nice line push, and they're pushing very well, very fast. I like it. It looks like they are using momentum to their advantage. I was worried that once they hit this first point, they'd slow down a little too much, but it looks like they are doing pretty.
I've got enemies in mosque.
They are calling out enemies in mosque.
Copy that. They look at us.
They're kind of derping around. Can I engage them? I might be able to get a few here.
No.
Actually, they're pretty.
To join both of y'all?
Yeah, expose our position and bring a lot of fire
So
down.
Storm is calling for hold fire, do not fire at contact. He just wants to keep, and fires are being shot.
Yeah, he's right there, 200 meters.
Shots have been fired
034.
034.
at the northern squads.
Peach, get up here now.
Okay, coming back up. They do have lat.
Body pair and Bravo, if you can advise.
RPG taken.
027.
And SL1 is down. Dwarf gets down from an RPG.
Copy that. Keep on moving.
Now let's hope that SL1 squad can actually continue comms. It looks like Assault's gonna take over.
One, this is command. You tracking? SL died.
Alright. Say again.
SL1 died. FTL Alpha has the squad now.
Alright, copy that.
Who's
One.
engaging mosque?
4 and 1, I want you to push around to the north. Try and get around these enemies to H522. 4, I need you to stay up during that time frame.
So it looks Squad 1's just gonna continue to push, trying to flank the INS.
Contacts east across the river.
Copy that. 2, I want you to push more north. I want to
And
concentrate
2
our efforts
is taking
to the
contacts
north.
across the river. Looks like taking contacts in the mosque.
Alright. 2.
And Storm just trying to keep the momentum, trying to keep them north, trying to keep them moving. 2 is moving too south, too much south, and Storm actually wants them to push north right now. Mr. Moneyman thinks he does see contact. It looks like they're actually getting flanked.
4 and 1, I need you pushing.
So now you got to come in. You got to think: are they moving too fast? Are they allowing themselves to get flanked because they're moving too fast? The INS can easily dig down their first point, and if that does happen, the British must return and actually retake the first fob location.
Remember, 2-3, slow and steady wins the race, but you got to make it there fast.
Easily could take that first position.
Fast, don't die.
200 meters east of
And Storm is continuing, just wanting to push through contact, not knowing that he's actually flanked at the moment. The thing is, if he does put that fob down, the next fob down, it does not matter. If the fob at the first point is dug down, they must return to dig that down. Command actually has a buddy. It's actually rare to see. Most of the time, Storm or any command does not have a buddy, as just there's not enough people.
Get there.
And it looks like
Use bounding.
SL1 is taking fire, and they're using smokes to push up and clear. They're just so clumped up. They need to spread out. One grenade, so many deaths. We saw that last round. Grenades used so correctly there that they killed three people average per grenade, if they were on target. So many smokes, but yet they're still not pushing. And they're actually pushing where there's no smoke. I don't understand that. They are spreading out a little bit more, though.
3 smokes, throwing smoke west.
RPG's out too far.
3 and 2, I need you guys moving.
Oh my god.
And HML is leading this
don't group up, don't group
this
up.
little group over here for the INS.
I got you, hold up.
Don't group up.
Heal yourself, Rector. You're more important than me.
So much going on right now. The British are trying to push north, while the INS is actually flanking them to the next point. And it looks like they've actually made it to the first compound.
I'll crawl with you, Storm. I'll crawl with you, Storm.
I think the British have noticed, but they're not pushing on them. They're actually pushing
Don't group up.
to the next point. And the INS are managing to, without conflict, actually dig down the first point. And what the British don't know is that they're there and they're taking up this compound. And they're going to have to return to flush out the INS forces from this first compound. You have to start all over again.
2, I need you to push back to our first fob location and get that fob down.
I got a grenade for him.
Storm realizes that he's going to have to come back. He's pulling back his forces.
2, did you copy?
Yeah, 2 copies.
Put that fob back down.
And he's sending 2 back. He's not going to pull all of his forces back, which is smart, but kind of risky as well, because they're kind of surrounded, or they're getting surrounded up here in the north.
Copy that.
Just stuck in this field. They're not using the smoke like I'd want to
I need you to push back to the original
see.
fob compound and clear it out and put a fob down.
I need medic.
And it looks like Powers goes down for 4. And Storm goes down as well. The British have now lost command. Let's see what happens to their command. And let's check the kills. It looks like that the British have killed 4 INS. And the INS has killed 18 British.
I got you. Well, what are we, concealment or cover?
Who's engaged from the east right now?
Right here.
And Rancher Jack just saying sorry that he can't pick him up. Medic wants to pick him up, but he can't. This is a one-life event. And if you do want to play in these one-life events, make sure to go check us out at squadops.gt and sign up as well to take our basic course so you can play. Basic is required to play in our one-life events. Just so everyone's on the same page, everyone knows what to do. Like bounding, for example, that was used in this round and the last round. If you don't know what bounding is, that's why you take basic.
Is the next objective to the west.
So it looks like SL3 realizes that all of his comrades in the north are dead, and he's wondering what to do. Looks like he might pull back or he might push forward. Let's see what he does. Let's actually go see what they're gonna do about this retaken compound. Looks like Merrick's leading the force, leading in front. He actually is running to a death trap here. He's gonna get shot if he's not careful. As soon as he comes out of that bridge. He's just in a canal of fire, actually. Oh. They just looked away. He throws a nade. Nice grenade manages to get Jack 808. Trying to pick that guy off the wall. He thinks he got him, but he didn't. He just came off the wall. His squad mate's throwing smoke, trying to protect their SL. Good teamwork there. Looks like Merrick's actually gonna fall back.
Do it. There it is. Fuck me. Running.
And they can actually push to this taking shots at the guys in the field. Merrick actually needs to push through. As he's an SL, he can actually only place down the fob, so they must keep him alive, or this whole push of theirs is for nothing. And they place an IED in the previous fob location. Smart move, but early detonation ends up with no kills. As you heard Seabass say, careful, but with aggression. I like that. Smart words coming out of Seabass. Careful with aggression. Exactly what they need to do. Be aggressive, but not too aggressive. And there's a careful balance there. And INS actually pushing off this location completely. Just giving it up to them. Actually pushing off, they might actually try to dig it down again. So if the British actually put this down and leave again, INS can actually push back in and retake it. Let's see. Constant battle. It's a smart move of INS actually push off of that.
Bob's been placed. Copy. We're trying to push to objective, but we've got contacts on both sides of us.
And it looks like the British have put down the new objective, but not without taking heavy casualties for the rest of the team. Let's go check on this northern force as they're still taking fire. Looks like they are pushing a little bit better now. But they are very clumped up. One grenade kills pretty much all of them.
Everybody spread out.
And it looks like they are calling it. They do need to spread out. And they get hit from behind. UJ Key with a flank. They managed to wipe out that INS force to the north. Actually get loot. UJ Key is actually going to fall back. And I think that INS force is actually in SF. Can't tell. They still think that INS force is still up. UJ Key actually comes back and takes shots through that opening. Looks like his teammates are actually going to come and help. And they're also getting flanked from the left. Not looking good for Puppy Squad. They're going to throw a grenade in that small compound, ineffective as INS is dead. He's going to send this whole squad into there. Not smart. Not smart. Now the fatal funnel right there. And the INS force from the left just slowly creeping in on them. Not much time left for Puppy Squad.
We have contacts at the fob. They're taking it.
Vindication taking a risk. Lucky he did not die popping him on that roof. I hear a grenade come out from INS, but it is short. And good communication from this squad, but it's not doing them too much as they are super clumped up and they're not moving. And it looks like they're losing the fob again. I just can't wait to see what happens with Puppy Squad. Let's see if he can readjust and figure out that he is getting flanked and nades go out, but it's going to land in this compound with no effect. Let's see if the British actually use grenades here. If they use grenades, they might even be able to turn the tide. They know where they're coming from now. I'd like to see some grenades popped from the British. Both rounds, no grenades used from the British, or very little. INS using tons of grenades in both rounds. And with them being so close in that building, Puppy being the only one outside, and Puppy finally going down with no command now for Squad 3. I just don't see what Squad 3 can do. They're just clumped up in this building. They need to push out. About to get completely surrounded. Let's actually push off of them. They are surrounded. Probably gonna die. Let's go see. They did lose their fob. Let's see what the remaining British forces are gonna do about it. Is there multiple INS forces still over here? As gunfire rains out as we approach, Saloon actually just goes down. So Squad 2 is actually dead. And this Kaider, Mr. Moneyman, and Deadbeat Dad left over here at this compound. They must actually put down another fob as they have lost it for the second time. Mr. Moneyman is going to get flanked here. And is surprisingly not dead yet and takes them both down. Nice shots by Mr. Moneyman. Takes both of this INS down. He does get hit, but he's not dead. Continue. And it looks like the British have killed 14 and the INS have killed 30 people. Mr. Moneyman and Kai Dare. It looks like Deadbeat Dad actually went down trying to flank the running forces. But it looks like Mr. Moneyman's going to have to deal with another flank as 2 more, actually 3 more, are actually pushing on it as we speak. Bobo Baggins, Lawn Darts, and Keystone. And he's just staying in that corner. He should push inside and actually throw a grenade into that building is what I would do. You know, there's so much pressure. He can't see what we see, so he can't see all these outlines and can't see what's actually going on around him. It's a lot of stress going through knowing that you're alone and possibly surrounded. So it's just all about instinct really here. Looks like Kaider is actually going to come and help Mr. Moneyman. It looks like they are going to try to eliminate the forces in front of them so they can push into this compound. But Kaider running out of the open, not very smart. He needs to take his time a little bit more. Looks like he is an MG though. I hear a grenade come out and in the compound. And as you can see, British must fall back to J561 for emergency exfil. Kai Dare gets the remaining INS inside of the compound. Great job. Now they need to push in. The problem is they don't know that's the only one left. So the question is, will they push in and risk it? Or will they stay outside and just watch the perimeter? And grenade comes, lands a little far out, so they know there's still INS around. There's 3 INS around their emergency exfil and 2 British with multiple INS on the way. Tons of INS on the way. Where it looks like 2 British over there still trying to regroup. And Kai Dare and Mr. Moneyman retake this compound. Let's go and see what the 2 British are actually up to as the INS close in on the emergency escape. Let's check and see how they're going to approach it actually. And the INS is actually about to approach. Taking shots, just taking random shots. They actually killed the INS that climbed into that corner. And they are surrounded. They are completely surrounded. This is insane. And they're storming the compound. They are storming the compound.
Oh boy, grenades.
And he knows, he hears the grenades. He sees the doorway, he's watching the doorway. And he takes out one. Prominent position here. They might have used other grenades trying to clear out that first floor. If they toss a grenade in that second floor, he's dead. Is he gonna use a grenade? He is. He did hit him, but bad grenade. Oh, and grenades go everywhere.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Kills so many of his own guys. So many dead. almost everyone that was breaching that compound is now dead. It looks like we have another one. Looks like a Russian hacker is going to take a peek, trying to see if he's going to push in. It looks like he's holding.
Keep blowing yourself up.
Mr. Moneyman says I keep blowing himself up. He needs a patch. I wonder if he has another bandage. And it looks like they're about to breach again. Second time's a charm. Let's see. Oh, he sees his head. He's checking. And it's a trade. It's a trade. GG. And not enough health for Mr. Moneyman. Great position. Now that is how you hold a corner. Good job. He did a great job. The British did a better job, but still just got bogged down at one point. And they were too clumped. They stayed clumped. They did not spread out enough.
I took 3 of them with me, boys.
But overall, great games, great rounds. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed our Squad Ops event, Tarantula Hawk, for Wednesday. Check us out at squadops.gg and twitch.tv/Squad Ops. If you did enjoy, make sure to give us a follow and come check us out. Squadops.gg and sign up for events. You can take our basic course and come join us. Hope you enjoyed. It's been Axe Gaming.